The Nerd Street Gamers Summer Championships kicked off with Rocket League this past weekend from July 31st to August 1st of 2021. Teams who have made it to the Grand Finals have been fighting to qualify for this tournament for months, all to see who would walk away with the lion's share of the prize pot. The top 16 teams were split into 4 groups, with each one being led by one of the monthly winners. Going into this tournament, 2 teams stood out as favorites: True Neutral, the winners of the RLCS South American Championship, and Hey Bro, led by a 14-year-old player named Daniel, who is consistently on top of the ranked leaderboard as he waits to come of age to join the RLCS. True Neutral led Group B, while Hey Bro took care of Group D. In the other 2 groups, Team.exe, an up-and-coming squad that managed to qualify for a few regionals during RLCS North America, took Group A. Group C saw a late addition in Dream, replacing Vibrance, who took the first seed. Still, there was a clear talent divide, with True Neutral and Hey Bro continuing as the favorites. Both teams looked great, with neither one dropping a match in group play, although True Neutral had a tough challenge with a new team called Square One, a match that turned out to be a storybook foreshadowing. Hey Bro's story came to an unfortunate ending early on, as the team was unable to find a sub and was disqualified in round 1 of the main bracket with only 2 players available.
Hey Bro, fortunately they had to DQ out, I believe, if we are seeing that correctly, so Is I'm Dreaming will be moving on to face off against Square One in the semifinals.
It was unfortunate to lose Hey Bro in that fashion, especially as they looked like one of the strongest teams in the tournament. Daniel is a well-regarded player who will likely be joining a top-tier roster once he turns 15 in December. But for this tournament, Is I'm Dreaming moved on. Their semi-final opponent became Square One, a new team led by former RLCS pro Jamie Karma Bickford. She was the first female player to make the RLCS, competing with Splice in Season 8. After being formed on July 28th, just 3 days before the start of this tournament, Square One had already provided Team Neutral's toughest challenge. After a close loss in the initial Group B match, Square One ran over the entire tournament to reach the semifinals. In the matchup with Is I'm Dreaming, it was more of the same. With a 3-0 win, Square One moved to the Grand Finals. Meanwhile, on the top half of the bracket, True Neutral kept rolling. They swept Mirage first, winners of the June monthly, then they swept Team.exe, winners of the May monthly. At this point, Team Neutral had played 4 different teams and was 10-0 across all the games. After a close Game 1, Team Neutral's relentless offense became too much for Team EXE to handle, with a sweep coming on a 5-0 routing. It was True Neutral's hallmark, a relentless offense that just broke other teams under a barrage of shots. The team is originally based in Argentina, but moved to Mexico to compete on better ping while taking on North American competition. It was a move built out of necessity, as True Neutral won all 3 South American majors and championships. Their roster has experience, pedigree, and plenty of talent. It showed throughout this tournament, providing only sweeps up until the Grand Finals. In a tournament filled with sweeps, the Grand Finals finally brought the tension. For Game 1, Square One won in OT. Zenil especially had some fantastic saves on True Neutral's talented offense. With both goals in the 2-1 win as well, Zenil certainly capitalized on his chance in the spotlight against a talented team. For the first time all tournament, True Neutral lost a game. In Game 2, True Neutral got a bounce back with a 1-0 win, but these games were not the high-scoring affairs that True Neutral became known for over the course of the tournament. Game 3 also went into overtime. Zenil pocketed his 3rd goal of the Grand Finals, the only Square One player to score through 3 games. It still wasn't True Neutral's normal style of play, but they showed they don't mind pushing the attack over and over while preventing Square One from having the hope of a counter. True Neutral finished this one 2-1 in overtime. Square One really needed Game 4 to tie the series back up. After an early pinch goal from Zenil, Square One orchestrated a park the bus strategy perfectly. For the next 4.5 minutes, they blanketed every True Neutral attack, holding the talented team scoreless for a 1-0 win. So far, every game had been decided by just 1 goal. Game 5 started the same way. Zenil scored an early goal, but this time, True Neutral fired back immediately. Shad put a beautiful double tap off the backboard and in. That was the kind of offense that won True Neutral 3 majors and the championship in South America over the last year. Zenil needed another goal scorer on Square One, and Heck stepped up at the 2-minute mark for the first goal from a different Square One player. Zenil added another one off the kickoff and took a 3-1 lead. It was the first time any team took a lead of more than 1 goal over the entire series. It proved important as Shad added 1 more, but Square One took the win 3-2. For Game 6, the scoring didn't come quickly, not thanks to plenty of tries from Team Neutral. Over and over, AJG, Shad, and Razebull put together beautiful team plays to get bangers on net, and every time, it seemed like a Square One player, often Heck, was just in the perfect place to deflect it. After 4 minutes of shot after shot, Square One's defense finally broke as True Neutral put together 3 more nice passing plays to finally open up a lead. It took 6 games, but True Neutral's offense finally broke through Square One's stellar defense. Game 7 was a fitting end for a back-and-forth series between two teams who had only ever lost to each other over the course of the tournament. This time, Zenil got the first goal in the first minute once again. The park the bus strategy was there for the taking, but AJG had different plans. The breakthrough that started last game continued right after with an AJG banger to the top left corner, and then another top right corner right after. A few minutes later, AJG put it off the backboard and Razel bucketed it to take the 3-1 lead. It looked like the end, but Zenil put up the best play of the entire tournament, a massive flying flip reset to bring Square One back to within 1 at 3-2. They wouldn't get another goal, and so, like the entire series, the Game 7 matchup finished with just 1 goal separating the teams and True Neutral being crowned champions. While there are tons of takeaways, one thing is clear. True Neutral gave it everything they got, and through a difficult grudge match earned the Rocket League Summer Champion title. True Neutral and Square One showed flashes of brilliance in the Grand Finals, True Neutral walked away with an NA tournament title, and Square One had a stellar first week as a new team.
Give me time to reflect a bit, 'cause